Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing another video that I have promised for a little while now, and that is I have spread out in front of me the majority of the makeup that I recently purchased during my big haul from stores like TJMaxx, Marshalls, Walmart, and Ulta, although what I have in front of me is pretty much what I just got from the TJMaxx and Ulta. If you want to see what I got from Walmart, I will link that video down below, and I will link the full haul video down below as well for you guys if you want to see everything together that I did purchase. But I have most things here in front of me, and some things I'm really excited about, some things I'm a little nervous about, but I'm really excited to start playing with some of these things. Before I get into it, of course, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on me showing you more makeup that I have and different videos and a clothing haul that I've got coming up. So make sure you subscribe, and with that, I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking and let's go ahead and get into the makeup. The first thing I'm going to show you guys is actually the product I'm probably most nervous about, and that is going to be clear once I say what it is, and that is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. Now this palette was normally $42. I did buy it at $30, which isn't as much of a discount as you typically get when you buy makeup at stores that are discounted like these stores, and there was a lot of, obviously there's a ton of controversy around it, so I'm a little bit nervous about it, but I did kind of look at some of the reviews and not all of them were bad, and with it being discounted, I still wanted to try it. Now I did buy a lot of other eyeshadow palettes at these stores, but this is the one I really wanted to play with for this particular video. So I'm going to do that first because of all the reviews that talk about the fallout, and so that's what we're going to do first. I did prime my eyelids already, so I try to give this the best shot I can. And the other reason I went and bought this item anyway is because I actually really like the shades in here. So this is something that I would totally wear some of the brighter shades for this time of year. There's a lot of great fall shades. So when I first saw this coming out, before I saw the reviews, I was actually really excited because of the shades that are in it. Now, of course, with the reviews and the reaction, I didn't actually end up purchasing it for full price, but here we have it now. So I'm gonna go ahead and peel off the plastic covering, because if I make a mess, I make a mess, and I have plenty of other mirrors. And I'm gonna go ahead, like I said, I've already primed my eyelids, and I'm gonna first start out with Dawn right here and just kind of fluff that all over to set that primer. Then I'm going to go in with New Wave right here, this really pretty kind of orangey dreamsicle shade, and put that in the crease. Then I'm going to dip into Roxy right here, which is a little bit more of a pink tone. And I'm going to pop that also in the crease, putting a little bit more towards the, I'm just going to put it all over my eyelid. Screw it. Then I'm going to go in with Fudge, this really pretty chocolatey color, hence the name, makes sense. And I'm going to put that on the outer edges of my eye. I did also go back in with a fluffy brush with Roxy again and kind of just put that back on to help smooth those colors over. Then I'm going to take a flat brush here that is wet, and I'm going to go in with Adorn right here. I'm actually hoping it is a little bit sheer for this look, because I do still want Roxy to pull through, so I don't want it to completely cover that pink. So we'll find out here. It's actually really what I wanted, so. So before I move on, I do just kind of want to share my thoughts on this palette thus far. I still have to do my lower lash line, but I think I have a good feel for the one I received or the one I purchased, because I know there's been some inconsistencies with them. Really, they were, obviously there is a ton of fallout on here. They were very chalky. There was a lot of fallout. Everything did kind of dust over as I tapped off my brushes. But the only shade I was actually, since I had this going into it and I knew kind of what to expect, the only one I was actually really disappointed in is Fudge right here. That was the only one that actually was harder for me to work with. It was a little less blendable, and that was the chalkiest of all of them. I think the others I could at least get some pigment. They blended decently for me, not amazing, not up to the other palettes from this brand standards, but I was able to work with them and I was able to get pigment out of them, and they weren't super patchy. Fudge was the one that was clinging to certain parts, was kind of patchy, was almost so much more like almost too pigmented to the others that it just kind of took everything over, which is why I had to go back in with Roxy to blend it out so I didn't lose that color completely. I still have to clean it all up, but what I'm going to go ahead and do is move on to the next product for you guys. Now, I did also already prime my face because I didn't purchase a new primer, but I do have a foundation, and I think because the self tanner is pretty much completely gone, and as you can see, I have gotten like no sun this summer. I haven't gone on like any vacations. This is probably going to be too dark, but I just kind of want to test it out for the formula and how it feels, because I can, again, just tan myself up to use it. And the foundation I'm going to be trying out, finally, is this Stila Aqua Glow Serum Foundation. Now, I only purchased this for $7.99, and it was originally, I think, $19, something like that. So pretty decent savings there, a little over 50%. And I did get in the shade medium tan, so yeah, it's gonna be dark. I'm aware of this, just ignore that. We'll put on a lot of concealer to hide that. So it says shake well before use. I feel like this part's gonna get a little messy, so I just pulled up my hair so it doesn't drip everywhere. And so just going to undo it like this. And it's got the dropper where you push the top of it. And rather than try to drip this on my face and have it go everywhere, I'm just gonna put it straight on the sponge and let's go to town. Yeah, that's gonna be too dark. By like a lot. Yeah, I think I'm gonna probably end up taking this off. Okay, so not only is the shade like hysterically too dark, like it's not even like, I can kind of pull it off. No, it's hysterically too dark, but we're gonna go with it. It's a good thing I am not going anywhere for the rest of the day. But I will say it's also just too orange. So it's not only it's dark, but it's also orange on me. But I do like the coverage of it. Now, it was a little bit sheer around in my cheeks, but it does have a nice dewy finish, and it does look really good with the shade set aside. So I'm gonna go in with some concealer and try to, like, with a really light concealer, to try to just make something of this, and then I will be back for the next item that I actually purchased. Okay, so I feel like I saved that as much as I possibly could. It's better. It's better. But before I move on to the rest of my face, I'm gonna go back to my eyes, and I'm gonna go back in with New Wave right here with a flat brush and just kind of dust that underneath. And then for lastly, I'm gonna go in with a Cube right here and pop that in my inner corner and my brow bone. So I didn't buy any eyeliner or mascara from this haul either, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop some of that on, and I will be right back to move on to the rest of the face. Okay, so back to face products. So I do have the old style, this is not the new packaging, Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer here. So as you can see, it is the old one, but I only paid $10 for this, which is the third of the price, because normally it's $30, and if you want it in the new packaging, it's $30. And as far as I know, there's like no difference in the actual product, just how it's, you know, kind of set up, and this one's being phased out. So I was like, let's try it. I haven't ever tried this before. I'm not the biggest fan of Too Faced products except for like the Born This Way foundation. I really like that foundation, but I wanted to try it out. It was a good price. And of course it does smell like chocolate, so I can't go wrong with that. And so yeah, let's just test this baby out. I'm also not going to try to put too much on because the foundation is already so dark. It doesn't need much help. Okay, so the bronzer is really pretty. I do like the way it came out, and I know it looks a little faint just simply because I didn't put as much on as normal. But I want to take a moment to talk about the foundation again, because right up here where I was putting my bronzer, it's already breaking like apart. It's not and around my nose, it's already breaking apart. Now it could be on my nose partly because of the concealer. Maybe they just didn't get along and they don't want to be friends. But up here, I didn't put any concealer all the way up top. Why would I? I'm just putting bronzer on it. But yeah, it's kind of breaking apart a little bit. So I'm not super impressed with that actually. I also did not get a blush, so I'm going to quickly go in with my Flush blush here. I did do a full review on this brand, this new brand, and a lot of the products that they have out. If you want to see it, check it out. I'm going to move on to a highlighter, and for highlighter I have the Makeup Revolution Beyond Radiance highlighter palette here. If I can get it open. I appreciate how Makeup Revolution puts the plastic sleeve around it, so that way, especially in like the TJMaxx type stores, people can't test them out or swatch them. You know that they're not going to have like dirty fingers in them, but it does make it a pain to get it open. And it does make it a pain to see if you actually want the product to open it. So, you know, with the good comes the bad, I suppose. And I did pay $4.99 for this, and I think normally it's $15. So again, I paid about a third of the price. So the packaging is very similar from the rest of their packaging. That's sleek black with the gold writing on it. And it does come with a mirror, which is great for me. And then these are the 3 shades. One is kind of a ivory cream shade. This one has a little bit more of a pink undertone, and this one has a little bit more of a gold undertone. And I think I'm going to first start out with the one that has a little bit of a pink undertone here. Pretty subtle. It's pretty and I can see it, but it is more subtle. I'm going to put the lighter shade over it. I want to try out the gold too, so I'm going to put that one on my nose here. It's really pretty too. And what I would like for my skin tone, and obviously this isn't going to work for all skin tones with them this way, I like that they're all pretty light, because even though one has the rosy undertone, the gold undertone, depending on if you have more warm or pink or neutral tones, they're all really light, so I can use each of them. I feel like sometimes when you get highlighter palettes, you know, they try to cater to all skin types, which is applauded, don't get me wrong. But for me, since I invested in this one individually, I like that because I will personally get more use out of it. There's nothing to say against those darker tones. This may or may not work for you, but for me, I like it. So I'm gonna do one more item because I also didn't get any setting spray, so that is lips. I did get 2 lip shades here, and I don't think one of them is gonna work. The first one is the Stila Stay All Day Matte Efficient Lipstick in the shade Etoulee. And I'm going to just swatch this because it's going to be way too pink for this look. Yeah, so way too like Barbie pink, but really, really pretty, and is very creamy in texture. The other lip product I got was by Lipstick Queen. I've never tried anything from this brand, the color changing or anything like that. They had a few of those, but they were kind of the weirder colors, and power to you if you can pull those off, but I absolutely cannot. And this is in the shade Smitten, and this is a little bit more of a nude. Yeah. And it's definitely more sheer. You can barely see it there, but this is the shade I'm going to apply. Okay, before I apply it, I just want to say it smells like kids' makeup. You know, that kind of plasticky smell. That's what it smells like. It's great. And this wasn't that inexpensive. Like, this was $7.99. And as was, and the Stila was $5.99. So when Stila is more expensive, I expect you to perform, but it smells like it's makeup. So yeah, it is very, very sheer. The shade is, it's really pretty, especially with this kind of neutral look, but again, very, very sheer. This is, I'm trying to see if this is any like particular lipstick or I don't know. Again, I've never tried them before, so you guys let me know if you've tried any like Lipstick Queen lipsticks, if for you they are this sheer. I will say it's very creamy. It's not gonna last long. It's not one that will even somewhat last. I know bullet lipsticks don't last as long as liquid lipsticks in general, but I feel like this one in particular will not last long. And I just don't like how like plasticky it kind of tastes, but it does look really pretty. I like how it has kind of a sheen to it as well. And again, I think it goes with this look. So last thing, I'm just gonna quickly set all of this in place, even though I might just take this foundation off. We'll see. And yeah, here we have it. This is the final look I have created using makeup that I purchased from my TJMaxx, Marshalls, Walmart, Ulta haul, even though they were only focusing on 2 of those stores. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I enjoyed making it. I was super excited to try all these palettes out. Overall, I like pretty much everything I had. The foundation, not so much. And the eyeshadow palette, some hits, some misses, but again, I kind of had that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe before you go. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think in the comment section if you've tried any of these products or if you've gotten any, really anything. Just say hello. You know, I read all my comments, good, the bad, the really kind of mean, but that's okay. I do enjoy reading them, so please leave a comment if you like this video. But I do have a lot of great videos coming up for you guys. I have a bunch more planned, so stay tuned for those. But until I can get them out for you guys, as always, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.